In this video, I'm just going to a little update on my BMW i3 120 amp hours, which I've had since May. So I've had it 7 months, covered about 7,000 miles in it. The initial reason we bought the i3 was a change of job, which meant the commute would no longer be 50 miles each way on a motorway. It'd be in-town driving or stuck in traffic on the way into Edinburgh. For that, the i3 has been pretty much perfect. It's quiet around town and the ride quality is pretty good. Surprisingly good, actually. I'd say it rides better than the 3 Series M Sport we had a couple of cars ago. There's a bit more road noise once you start hitting country roads, but it does have a surprising turn of speed. 170 horsepower, so it'll pick up and go when you put your foot down. We're also big fans of the regenerative braking, which allows you to do pretty much one pedal driving. So this is me. As soon as I back off the accelerator, the speed starts coming down and it will bring you to a complete stop. And then as soon as you floor it, boom, instant torque, away you go. It's not as comfortable as our old 520 diesel, but it is fractionally quicker to 60 miles an hour, and it does feel a bit more eager going into the corners because it's a significantly lighter car. Another thing we really like about the i3 is the interior. Although it's an older design, it definitely doesn't look like it's a model which is coming to the end of its life. Still looks pretty fresh, pretty modern. The little speedo screen could probably be updated a bit, but it has all the information you need and it's nice and easy to read. So no complaints here. Even at night, the cabin still looks pretty cool. There's the orange glow from all the instruments. Everything's nice and easy to find, and you can turn down the brightness on the screens to cut out glare. There's also 2 little orange LEDs in the ceiling which illuminate your cup holders so you can see them more easily. The exterior styling is the bit that seems to split opinion the most. Personally, I like it, but a lot of people don't. It does have a lot of character. I'd never call it boring. I particularly like the pillarless doors. I do think that BMW have done a great job of disguising the size of the car with the styling. It looks like a tiny little city car. When you park it next to other cars, it's not as small as you would think. Although the bonnet's pretty short and stubby, there is actually room under there for a frunk or a fruit, depending on which content you're on. It's not waterproof, clearly, but it's fine for your charging cables and your spare tyre, inflating kit, that type of thing. The other feature which causes a lot of discussion is the rear hinge doors for the back. Yeah, they're not as practical as a 5-door. Yeah, I could see how you could feel you were trapped in there if you're parked close to another car. But they do make it much more accessible in the back. And there's a surprising amount of space in the interior. By far the best feature for us has been running costs. We tend to drive it in Eco Pro mode, which limits you to 75 miles an hour. And over the last 7,500 miles roughly, we've spent about £30 on electricity. Most of our charging is done on the free charger at the end of our street, or the few times that we've used rapids have also been in local authorities where charging's been free. So owning an EV has been such a brilliant experience so far that we actually ditched our C3 and replaced it with an Audi Q4 e-tron. So to summarise, this is a car which is the size of a C3. It costs the same as a 520 diesel. I can understand why some people would hate it, but we totally love ours. It's been a great little car.